Welcome to Boys Podcast episode 63.
63.
We're changing it up a little bit today. Not doing a Sunday.
No, well, here we're going back to the old. I thought we were doing something different by doing them on Sundays, but it got real comfortable doing them on Sundays.
It did.
To where now it feels weird to be here on a Thursday, i.e. there's a lady in her office down the way, and I don't know what that is.
So we got to be quiet.
Yeah, she had a sign on the main door.
And not be perverted.
With her name and what her job is, and she's in her office with the door open, staring.
Yeah, I tried to wave, so hi lady.
She smiled.
Oh, good. Okay. Thank God. I would have to throw some bows.
So I guess we're here during business hours. It's a little after 5.
Yeah, we got off work early.
We did.
We got cut loose a little early.
Kick off your Sunday shoes.
I don't know why. We were busy, had a lot to do, but we got out of there a little early, so we're here. We actually stopped by Anthem Brewing, said hello to our good friend Ben Childers, former Boys Podcast alum, and he brought up that it's right around his 2-year anniversary there, and it was about a year from now, it's been a year since he's been on the show. So, Ben, congratulations on 2 years at Anthem Brewing.
And that means it's been a year since we've had the sponsorship of Anthem Brewing.
Crazy.
A year with Anthem.
A year with Anthem. And you know what? To celebrate?
You know what? Crack open a cold one with the boys.
I got this is fresh from Anthem. Listen to the freshness.
That was a good crack.
Dude, that was an award-winning crack.
Dude, you should isolate that and use that for any other cracking one with the boys.
Yeah. I'll do an audio meme, and it'll be brought to you by Anthem Brewing.
That's the future.
Anthem Brewing. Great to drink when you're making memes. I drink one every time I make a meme, and you know how many memes that I make.
Are you a meme maker?
I'm a meme master.
Oh, you're a meme master. Did you have to go to school for that?
4 years. Yeah.
Okay.
And then graduate school.
It's 2 years to graduate. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm on top of the world. I'm making memes, and they're going viral. You know what's something that went viral? I'm sure it'll come up when our illustrious guest is here.
No.
Oh, how did you know?
Well, it's a viral illness.
So there's a little controversy in the big city right now.
There is a little bit of controversy in the big city,
and we'll save it. But
sure.
But I've noticed there's a certain upside down logo with a hashtag underneath. Saw it on a T-shirt. Saw it all over the internet. I wonder what it feels like. 'Cause, okay, I'm gonna cut the bullshit here. I've never gone viral.
Yeah. Did it go viral? Is it viral?
It's like if you go to the Explore tab on Instagram, you see it a lot. So I wonder what that feels like for our friend. I guess Bart was the guy that made it.
Bart Schmavis.
So yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna get to the episode here really shortly, but first, a little business. First and foremost, boyspodcast.com. It's a hub of all things boys. You can find links to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's a wonderful place to hang out.
It really is. Sorry, I was texting our guest. I was wondering where he should park.
Oh, okay. Text away. I'll take it from here, Josh.
You got it?
Yep, I got it.
I just want to make sure our guest knows where he's going.
Absolutely.
Hold on.
If he can't get here,
he won't be on the mic.
There will be another cold coffee.
You know what?
2 in a row.
This podcast, it's the craziest thing. It's available on iTunes.
Really?
Stitcher.
You don't say.
Which goes down a lot. I think Pop needs to put away the Stitcher and get another.
Live in the now. I use Downcast, and it's a wonderful.
You keep saying that.
Wonderful podcast.
You didn't have to just re-download all my favorite podcasts.
It takes 10 minutes, bro.
I know. It's the old school taking your old phone and putting them on your new phone.
This is a free plug for Downcast. To the developers, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. I see those updates coming in, just making my experience better. Love Downcast. Available for iOS.
Are we on Downcast?
Downcast pulls from iTunes.
Okay, so we're on iTunes, SoundCloud, all that. Rate, review, subscribe.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a goddamn friend about us. I'm sick of you guys listening to this shit, not telling a friend.
I know you're out there not telling a friend.
You purposefully, podcasts come up with your friends, and you go, you know what I'm not going to tell you about?
This fucking cool podcast.
Boys Podcast. Available on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Downcast. All of the above. Google it.
Downcloud.
You can also email us at boyspodcast.com. Now, let me let you in on something here. We had an email prior, an AOL email address. We thought it'd be cute.
You know what? I'm going to say right now, fuck America Online.
The three of them that are left.
Yeah.
The three employees of American Online.
Yeah.
American Online. I sound like my
American
dad.
Online. You get on that American Online?
So we had that sweet ass AOL email, but you know what? We thought we'd try to go legit. boys@boyspodcast.com. Send us an email. Give us your thoughts. Give us a question. Give us some feedback. I really want to start giving some advice. I feel like I'm pretty good at giving the old advice, warranted or not.
As stated on the previous episode, we would like to get some cues, some anything you have. What's on your mind? How is your life going out there, guys?
I tell you what, you give us the cues, we'll give you the A's.
That's for sure.
What do you say?
That is true.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks to the sponsors, we got the Paramount, where we are currently sitting, Lost Ogle for the the building in which we are sitting. As stated earlier, Anthem Brewing. I prematurely cracked mine, but it's an OK Pills, and it is more than okay. I'll tell you that right now.
I like it.
Like it? Fat Bison, making great wood. I'm taking it up a notch from good wood, great wood.
Oh, you're going great?
Going great.
It's pretty great. If you follow Fat Bison on Instagram, it's our good friend and also former Boys alum, Matthew Street. Good dude, big pecker, great guy.
Coke can.
I used to call him the Red Bull.
The Red Bull?
I don't know. I never called him that.
Pringles dick.
Like, is it shaped like a half of a duck bill?
That's why.
Because you can make it go wop, wop, wop if you put them in your lips. A little throwback there for you.
Hello. Because not only, his wood signs are cool as shit. I dig that. But the furniture he's making is top notch.
Here, I'm going to do the Italian man thing.
Yeah.
Where you...
Kiss the butthole?
Is that what that's...
Yeah.
You know what? When you put your fingers together in that way, it kind of does look like a starfish. So I'm going to go... Great wood.
Great wood. And OKC Comedy.
Friday, October 27th, the wonderful men of OKC Comedy are bringing a legend if you're into wrestling.
I'm super excited.
If you're an American, consider this guy a legend. Hacksaw Jim Duggan is coming to Oklahoma City.
You pronounce it Duggan?
Yeah.
I've always pronounced it Dugan.
Dugan?
Hacksaw Jim Dugan.
Maybe I'm wrong. I have watched some wrestling.
It's spelled Duggan.
Yeah, it's Duggan. I like Duggan. Maybe it's Dugan.
I'm trying to do some fingers and getting him on.
Ugh.
I'm going to finger Jim Dugan.
You're going to stick a 2x4 up his ass and
go,
hacksaw.
Oh, yeah. Because that was his finisher.
He's an all-American guy.
He's a patriot.
He's a saint. He's a wise man. He's an old man.
True.
He's old and wise.
He's been in the game a long ass time.
He's also been out of the game for a long time.
He's been out of the game.
But he'll be here Friday, October 27th. Get your tickets at okccomedy.com. I'm sure this is going to sell out.
Halloween weekend.
What if we went and we dressed as 2x4s?
Heck yeah.
That would be cool.
And then have them hold us and go.
You buy like a lamp from IKEA, and then you turn that box right into a 2x4. Paint it up. Cut a knot hole in it for your face.
Not your dick.
Cut two.
A knot hole?
Knot hole?
I guess. And lastly, guys, thank you so much for your donations, your tweets, your comments. It all.
Yeah.
It's everything.
I hate to sound like we're begging for feedback, because guess what?
Please help us.
It reminds me of that scene in the movie Dutch with Ed O'Neill and the bratty kid, where they're begging on the side of the road, and Ed O'Neill's like, do this. And he like puts his hands up and he's like, and he's like, make the lip quiver. Yeah. Then they get picked up by those two prostitutes.
Yeah, and they pickpocket him. Yeah.
Dude, when I was young, the younger one.
Yeah, the one that went for the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I had the biggest crush on her.
Oh, yeah.
Just from that scene, because they're sitting in the back seat in like the Trans Am or Camaro or whatever it is, and like the camera pans up her leg. She's wearing a short dress. She has that curly like Mariah Carey hair. Sexy. And when I was a kid, I would rewind the VHS and watch that scene over and over because I was like, damn, this kid's getting it.
Wearing out Dutch.
Dude, tight movie.
It's a good movie.
Great scene.
Good flick. Black comedy.
Also, there's the other scene where he's got the playing cards and he like slides the one up and you see the boobs.
Oh, yeah.
And then he like pops it back down.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe I'm just making this up, but wasn't there a scene later where the kid gets caught with the playing cards?
Yes.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think he was jerking. There's this thing I used to do all the time from Dutch, because you brought it up. It was where they're at the diner and they're broke, but Ed O'Neill eats food, and our friend Ethan Embry, before he's Ethan Embry, doesn't eat. He burps. Nothing burps like bacon.
Dude, I love that line.
Your water looks tasty. Yeah. Like, nothing burps like bacon.
Dude, that movie ruled for so many reasons. The prostitutes, the burping like bacon, the cards, the playing cards.
Yes.
Ed O'Neill getting kicked in the balls.
Yeah, and he gets shot in the ass.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Spoiler alert. That's how it ends.
A 30-year-old movie. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Dutch, better rewind.
He gets shot in the ass. I said it, guys. Go to your Reddit forums.
I've seen Dutch probably 20 times.
Oh, yeah. I would rent it multiple times from the video store.
I love that movie. It brings back memories. It came on TV probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago.
Was it edited?
No, it was on HBO.
Okay.
So I watched the entire thing. Like, do you ever have that moment? Let's say it's a Saturday. Let's say you have no big plans. Let's say you're just lounging around. Mm-hmm. You're flipping channels, perhaps, and you turn on a movie channel or any channel as soon as the movie starts.
Oh, I love that.
Like, you're not going to the guide. Mm-hmm. You're not planning this out. You're just flipping, and then you see the TriStar logo.
Yeah.
Or one of my favorites, the old United Artist logo that was like sideways, and then it would turn, and the little A would be the foot on the U. Mm-hmm. Classic intro.
I always liked the Orion one because you knew the movie was going to be pretty dark.
Was that like with the stars spinning in a circle and then they shot out and made Orion?
Because most Orion movies were like, your RoboCops, your things of that nature.
True.
So there's going to be some blood and some tits.
Yeah. There's also Paramount.
Paramount's
the Lady Liberty, I guess. Mm-hmm. That's what that is.
Paramount was the one where the star goes through the water
and comes up and over.
Yeah.
But wasn't there one before with the...
There was.
With the lady holding the... Kind of, she's like ripping off the Statue of Liberty.
Pretty much, yeah.
There's a lot of good ones. I'm sure there's a lot that we're missing. But yeah, I love a good movie intro. Oh, Metro Goldwyn Mayer. Am I saying that correctly?
The lion. The tiger. What
it's a lion.
The lion.
That one was before The Wizard of Oz. I remember that.
Roar.
I loved it. A lot of times I'll rent a DVD or a Blu-ray now, and I just watch that part. Put it back in the box, take it back.
That's all I want.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
I have a short attention span.
Yeah.
So, okay, we're done with the plugs. Now we're going to move into the next part of the show.
Now to the nugs.
Plugs and nugs. It's a body jewelry weed dispensary in Denver. No, it's a butt plug. Glass only. Body jewelry.
Plus dispensary.
Shower drains. Commercials.
Hair plugs.
Nugs.
So they sell chicken nuggets and weed.
And butt plugs.
And Denver Nuggets merchandise.
Yes. Dude, we should open that.
Yep.
I've been waiting for an excuse to move to Colorado because I go there and the weather's beautiful and I just never want to come back.
Well, our band's playing there. We can try to make that happen.
Let's do it. Our band that you don't like the new album.
I just can't get into it. I just can't do it.
Oh, last night I had okay, this is the party lifestyle I'm leading now, okay?
Did you get fucked up, Rob? Did you get fucked up?
I got so fucked up. I drank like 4 iced teas.
Like regular, not Long Island style.
No, I invited
real legit tea.
Invited a couple of the guys from my D&D group over, and we're starting a new campaign, which is super cool. And we all bought miniatures, little 2-inch, 1.5-inch, 2-inch figurines.
Okay, figurines.
And they come either.
They do?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a little pump in the back, and my little halfling rogue shoots jism all over my book. Yeah, my dungeon master's guide is just like, it's like peeling an orange when you open it. But I invited them over because I have a lot of paints. I like to paint. We talked about Warhammer in the past, so we all bought miniatures for the party, and we had a little painting party, and it was so great. And they came over around 7:00, and we were painting, talking, having a good time. And my phone goes off. I had set a reminder. I do that all the time. One of my favorite things about having an iPhone 7 from Verizon Wireless is holding that home button till Siri pops up. My British Siri or Australian, whatever she is. I don't know. And
crikey, more Siri.
And I love holding that home button down. And then it makes that bum bum sound. And I go, remind me blank. And sometimes I do it late at night and I'll forget that I do it. And so it's about 8:50 and Siri pops up and reminds me that iHeartRadio was streaming 311's New York City performance last night.
While you were around your D&D crew. Okay.
So I said, guys, you're gonna
have to get the fuck out of here.
My house, my rules, my 311. That's what it's actually on the wall under my Eat, Pray, Love sign. Live, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love, something like
Eat, Pray, Love's a movie, right?
And a book, yeah.
And a book. What are those?
There are these things based on movies
Oh, cool. Oh, man.
in paper form.
Movies are always better, though.
Yeah, movies are always better than the book.
So I get the reminder, and I'm like, guys, sorry. Again, my house, my rules, my 311. So I Chromecast the YouTube performance from my phone to my TV. I love technology. And they played for an hour, and it was great. It was great. I kept standing up and going and standing in front of the TV and
Like you were there?
like doing my little essay dance, like I'm in the pit.
Did you turn the lights down so it felt like you were in the room?
No, because you have to have lights to paint.
Oh, so you didn't tell them, you didn't kick them out?
No. Oh, no. I was like, guys, I'm going to subject you to this. And Jordan was like, I don't hate it. And Jake was into it. It was cool. It was a good time.
It's 311, man.
Yeah.
They're a universal bond.
So what is going on in your life?
What was my night? My crazy ass night?
Since Sunday.
My days have been pretty chill, pretty regular.
Yeah?
Yeah, just get off of work, have a little dinner.
I love dinner.
Conversate with the wife while she makes the dinner because she's a woman.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying. She's a way better cook than I am. And then we eat, and then I will watch my stories, and she will read her book, and then we will go to bed.
It's a beautiful little life you got going
And then
there.
I'll continue my stories in bed, and then we'll snuggle, and then we'll go to bed.
Do you?
Every single night.
That's really sweet. That's really sweet. Nothing's better than snuggling up, having a little lazy time.
Yeah, almost every day is lazy. I broke my goddamn mower the other night, though.
You did?
Yeah.
And how?
I don't know. I was mowing my back lawn because it was getting a little thick because of all that hard falling rain we were getting. So go out back, put the headphones in, pushing that mower, and I get halfway through the backyard, and I take my trip up, going to the back of the fence. And now all of a sudden my mower just it shakes and it goes like, what the fuck was that? And then the actual motor starts smoking. Flip that sumbitch over, like I hit a goddamn cinder block or something. That it looks like a crowbar.
Really?
It just bent a 90-degree angle.
Just bent it like a candy cane.
And I couldn't finish my lawn. So now my lawn is halfway mowed with one stripe up one side. And it's infuriating me right now knowing that that's how my backyard looks.
Did you think about getting the weed eater out and maybe just finishing it off?
I did, but I only went for the bushes. I went around for the flower bed area.
Right.
The trims. I did the trims. But man, a weed eater for the rest of the yard, that's a lot of yard.
That's a lot of yard to mow. I've done it. My white trash ass, one time my mower broke and I was too cheap. So I just weed eated my whole yard and it looked like...
choppy?
It looked like a 5-year-old kid that gave himself a haircut with safety scissors. It was terrible.
Have you ever given yourself a haircut when you were a kid? I give myself a haircut all the time.
I've never cut my own hair in my whole life. Well, I have a wonderful sister.
That's true.
Who is
talented.
Has been a I don't want to say hairdresser. That sounds so Peggy Bundy. I would say a stylist.
Yeah, but she wears like leather printed pants and like a
Big
blouse tied up.
bouffant
hairdo. Yeah.
And always going, oh, ow.
Yeah.
You know that move, that classic Peggy move. No, she's cut my hair or not cut my hair for the last like 15 years. I'm in the growing out phase right now. It's getting long.
You're gonna get it like real long?
No.
Rocker style?
Nah, I don't rock.
I'm not a rocker.
If I can make it through the summer, because that's what happens every time.
The heat.
I grow it out. Last time it was super long. Summer rolls around, and I'm like, fuck this. So hot. So terrible. So uncomfortable. I chop it off, then I immediately regret it. But you know what I say?
What do you say?
This is a new
I
movie.
say, what you say?
What you saying?
What you say?
What you talking about? New lease on life. New doors opening. New me. Not going to cut my hair for a while. Do it. This is enthralling talk. By the way.
Is your hair long enough to pony? Are you going to pony it?
That was one of the reasons I cut it off last time. It was so long, and this is before I worked at Keeley. I had kind of more of like a conservative desk job, and I had to wear it up. So I had it in a bun all the time. And I was like, what's the point? If I'm at work, 8 to 9 hours a day, and I have a bun, and I ain't talking the messy man bun, fuck that shit. I'm talking like librarian with a pencil in it bun. And I was like, what's the point if I can't let my freak flag fly? Chop it off. Succumb to the man.
They wouldn't let you have long. They didn't like you to have long.
It's
hair?
not that they didn't let me, but I dealt with a lot of the public.
Did they not know that Jesus Christ himself had long hair? The story of Samson, the power lies in the man's hair. Delilah, the harlot, cut it off and the man lost his power. They want you to lose your power?
2 quick asides from that. Number 1, I've often thought, what if Jesus had your classic skirted eggshell?
I bet he did.
What if Jesus...
He was too young, though.
Yeah, I mean, some guys start losing it pretty early.
We know a few.
Not to name any names.
No. I mean, you see him around. It happens to the best of us, man.
What if Jesus had a skirt?
That'd be so fun.
But it was like one of those like scraggly, like a crypt keeper skirt.
What if the actual Jesus had a skirt and was embarrassed by it and kind of had like a pot belly, a dad bod? He wasn't cut and ripped.
I'm just imagining.
But he created this whole mythos about himself that he wasn't. Like, no, he had I have really long hair. And like he was like not trolling, was catfishing. He catfished the apostles.
He catfished all of existence.
Yeah.
You imagine, you see those classic images of Jesus hanging on the cross.
Sure.
Right? He's always cut.
Yeah.
He had a spear in his side, but
one giant cut.
Yeah. But he had the 6-pack.
Right.
You've seen those oil paintings where it's like the camera is positioned at like his arm and it's like looking down.
Yeah.
And he's like looking over at the camera, in that Jesus way. And he's always like ripped. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you gotta have some muscle to roll away the stone.
That's true.
Wait, or did the guards roll away the stone?
You gotta have some muscle to roll away the stone.
Anyways, that was real good.
That was great.
Sorry, Jesus.
Another one of our fantastic harmonies.
Listen, I wasn't blessed with the best voice. I mean, talking voice, yeah.
For days.
Singing, not so much.
Yeah. So yeah, Jesus was probably bald.
But what if I just imagine him like Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Totally.
Like, just belly out, just Jesus-ed out.
Just Jesus out.
Yeah. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Secondly, what if the whole Samson and Delilah thing, it was because he had a little dick, and it wasn't about his hair on his head, but he had a huge bush.
Yeah.
Like a robin's egg in a nest.
Don't trim my bush.
Yeah, don't cut my pubes. Which, first of all, I like to trim.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a trimmer.
Yeah.
I don't go bald. Never have I taken a Bic twin to the nethers. But,
you want a Quattro for sure on that shit. A Mach 3.
I use I have 2 beard trimmers. One to trim this beautiful neck beard I
and
have.
one for your lower regions.
Upper and lower.
Yeah.
And, but I go on a 1 guard, but I like to have a little safety net between the velvety folds of my ball sack and a blade that's rubbing against each other.
Yeah, I've shaved my nether regions more times than I can count.
Bald? How do you do it? How? I feel like Barbara Walters.
How do you do it?
How?
Who's that?
Mrs. Doubtfire?
No, it's kind of like a Maya Angelou. Yeah. Maya Rudolph. How do you do it?
How do you do it?
It takes a lot of time. And
stretching.
Or pulling to where it's just, you literally shave around the balls like it's Mr. fucking, what's his name? From Annie?
Wilson?
No.
That's Dennis the Menace.
No, the bald Mr. Bigglesworth or whatever the fuck his name is.
That is not him.
Anyways,
Great movie.
It's all about, one, it's all about the Benjamins. Two,
Okay.
It's all about
The Pentiums.
All about Eve.
Uh-huh. I was about to say All About Raymond, but that's so not the name of the show.
I don't know, but it's safety. It is very much safety, and I don't use shaving cream on the balls. I use more of an oil.
Okay. Right.
For
oil them up,
and then you
just oil up your doodads and get to work.
Ooh, I don't recommend it.
I will never do it.
It feels very, very weird.
I like it short and sweet.
Have you ever shaved your ass whole?
No, I don't think.
You never shaved your ass?
I do. Well, I trim up all of my nethers. I'll just say that.
You don't have like a bad. I have an ape ass. Is
it blue and shiny?
No, it's covered in hair.
Okay. Can I see it?
It's bad. I'll show you later.
All right.
It's probably pretty trim right now because I did a full body shave.
You shaved your arms a couple of weeks ago.
I shaved my whole body. I went neck down, shaved everything.
How long did that take? Because you're a man of many hairs.
Yes. How long ago did I do that? Like a month or so?
I said 2 weeks, but yeah, probably a month
ago. And we're now past the prickly stage.
Yeah, you're looking good.
I don't know why I did it.
I know. I walked into your office one day at work, and I
bare armed,
jokingly because I'll sneak up behind you when you're in the zone, and I'll run my hand. I ran my hand up your arm, and I was like, "Ooh, this feels like a lady's leg." Mm-hmm. I liked it.
I don't know what hit me. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll just get hit with that bug of you gotta shave your whole body, man.
I'm gonna become a professional swimmer.
Yeah, it's listen.
Give me the dolphin.
I'm only 35. I still got some time. Get the Olympics. Get the gold medal. I'll settle for bronze.
But either way, I'm shaving down.
Either way, I'm shaving everything.
You did shave in my shower once when you were a kid.
I did.
And I don't know if has that ever come up on the show before?
No, it hasn't. Would you like to tell the story?
I would like you to tell the story. I need it from your perspective.
I was staying the night at your house as I did regularly.
Many times.
Many times. I have no fucking idea why.
So let me set the scene.
Like I said, maybe it's a psychological thing. Occasionally, I just have to do it. I don't know what it is.
Well, let me set the scene here. In my dad's house, when you were staying the night all the time, I had the master bathroom connected to my room, and not only did I have a very large bathtub, but I also had a separate stand-up shower. 2 separate entities. The stand-up shower was the type you get in, you close the hard door. wasn't a shower curtain.
No.
You close the hard door, and you're in this MRI, basically. Yeah. It's a tiny little square shower zone.
Yeah.
A shower, as some call it.
It's a shower.
You don't call it the shower zone?
The shower zone.
I have roommates now.
Right.
So anytime I get in there, I'm like, hey guys, y'all need to get in here? I'm gonna get in the shower zone. All right. And I blast my 311 and get to shaving.
In the shower zone.
So yeah, so you got in the shower zone. Were we stoned?
I may have been.
I think we might have been stoned.
I might have been stoned. I think I was showering and looked down and didn't really like my chest hair because I've been hairy since I was 14. And yeah, just decided. I don't remember the process. I don't remember my thought process of doing it.
Okay.
All I remember is, it's almost like I come to and I see this hair on the bottom of the shower. Oh.
So you blacked out.
Shaved myself.
There happened to be a razor in the shower.
I don't even know what I did with that. I probably threw it away. I hope I threw it away.
So a day goes by, because I'm a bathman, as previously discussed. I didn't use that shower zone very often. So a day goes by, and I think the next day, you and me and our friend Colin were hanging out at my house. And I, for some reason, opened the shower. And it looked, I'm still so blown away by it, I can't even think of anything funny. It just looked like a hairy carpet lining, because it was one of those showers where the water would kind of stand in the bottom until it would drain, probably because it was full of your hair. But, it's sometimes if water drains in a tub, you'll get the ring around the tub.
Yeah.
Well, this shower zone had a fucking rug in it. And I came out and I was like, who did this? And you fessed up immediately. It was very sweet of you.
I shaved my shit. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. Now that you bring that up, I don't know why it happens. It just happens. And I just do it. I feel compelled to do it. And I'm only satisfied when it's totally done. I can't just do a portion. I can't just trim up my chest. Then I have to trim up my stomach. Then I have to trim up my bush. Then I have to trim up my balls. Then I have to do my legs. It's a whole fucking thing. I don't know what it is. I can just imagine you, getting a little lazy one night and you just shave from the waist up. So you look like you're wearing the bottom half of a gorilla costume. I've done that before just to see if the girl that I was with at the time noticed. I'm going to trim all this up, but I'm going to leave literally a pube bikini. Because, you get the leg hair, hairs that sprout up kind of on the tops of your leg.
Sure.
And made a hair bikini and then shaved everything else.
Whoa.
She didn't notice.
Next time you do that, will you take a photo so we can put it
hair bikini?
On the @boyspodcast Instagram?
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. I'll take a picture of my hairy ass and put that on Instagram too. You can put a hairy ass on Instagram.
Sure.
Right?
Just not an asshole. Or maybe you could tweet it at our Twitter at Tweets of Boys.
Tweets of Boys.
They're great. Both, whether you go the Instagram or the Twitter route, they're both wonderful places to be. So if you're listening to this right now and you stomached through the hair talk, the butthole talk.
How long was that? I'm sorry for all of that.
That's okay. Give us a follow.
I blacked out. Sorry.
Why is the carpet
furrier? It already is furry.
So life's been good for me. Thanks for asking. It's been awesome.
You've just finished saying how great your life has been. You asked mine, and I told you how mine has been.
Considering my circumstances, as most people listening know by now,
you seem to be dealing with it in a very positive manner.
I'm a positive guy, and I attribute that mostly
to the good Lord,
to my band, 311.
Oh, okay.
Truly, people ask me all the time. I get stopped on the street. They're like, Robbie from Boys Podcast, why do you like 311 so much? And I say, as a wise man Nick Hexum once said, stay positive and love your life.
I was going to say, you got to trust your instinct and let go of regret. You got to bet on yourself now, because that's the best bet.
Perfect. I mean, could it be summed up any better? So, I've been going through some life changes, but what's really cool, and I'm just going to get real with Robbie Ray for just a second. My ex-wife, I guess we'll just say that, has been super cool about everything. It's weird to say ex-wife. It sounds like it's such a dad thing to say. My ex-wife.
My first wife.
My future ex-wife. I like saying that about if I meet a girl. I'm like, hey, this is my future ex-wife. No, but it's so skeezy and
that's
shitty,
a real skeezy
smutty.
thing to do.
But no, we've we decided to part ways, and we both evolved into different people, and it's really cool. Just to get serious for a moment, it's the most amicable thing I could ask for.
Yeah,
there hasn't been a fight. There hasn't been a falling out. There was no infidelity. There was no fuck you moments.
Cops were not called.
No, of course not.
It's a positive. I really, I'm proud of you guys. The way you guys did that was really inspirational in a way, I guess. Like, that you don't have to be a total fucking asshole when shit doesn't work out the way you want it to.
Well, I wasn't and am not an asshole, and she is not an asshole.
Yeah.
So we're doing this the right way, and
you're adults.
I still consider her a friend. I love her. I care about her well-being. We both want happiness. And there's that old saying. That was it. Wasn't that great?
I thought you were going to say friends are friends forever if the Lord's the Lord of them.
Oh, no.
A friend will not say never, because the welcome will not end.
That's it. Oh, I got a little warm.
That's from the poet Michael W. Smith.
Oh, great record. No, just if you love something, set it free.
Yeah.
And I did, and she did, and I'm really happy to say that we're still friends. We still text here and there, and not those I miss you texts.
You guys started out as friends. You knew each other for fucking years.
Long time.
Yeah. So
all's well that ends well, and that's all I really have to say. I kind of just felt the need to bring it up because I've alluded here in the last few episodes, but I'm an open book, and I want to be honest with not only you, but our wonderful listener.
Yeah. Thank you, Taylor.
I don't think he listens anymore.
Did he give up the ghost?
I don't know.
Damn.
Well, speaking of ghosts, you know what I've always heard?
Ooh.
You don't make them.
You don't make them.
And our guest tonight is a multi-talented man.
Very much so, yeah.
Charismatic, wonderful. And we don't know each other that well, but he always greets me with a hug and a smile. That gold tooth smile that I've come to know and love. Quick side note, when we were at a certain bar after the passing of one of our friends, I was there. A lot of our friends were there. And I wasn't able to make it to the funeral. I went to the viewing and, had that moment. And then went to the party's the wrong word. Gathering is a little misleading.
Like a wake.
A wake.
Yeah.
And our guest was there. And we don't know each other that well, but he saw that I was kind of having a hard time because things kind of started setting in. People were getting emotional. And, I started crying. I was just like it hit me really hard. And he came up to me and just didn't even say anything. He just came up to me and just gave me a big hug. And I thought, man, That's a guy I want on the podcast.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think that's terrible to say. No, I was just like, man,
he's a solid dude.
It's a good dude.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, we're going to get right to it. Episode 63 with Dirk Matthews.
The baked biscuit was bitten by the bitch.
I'm glad I got that on record. We're here with Dirk Matthews of Don't Make Ghosts. And we are so excited to have you tonight. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Trying to situate my anthems here. I have an almost empty and I have a brand new.
Mine is almost empty as well.
Well, good thing we have all these backups
these
from
backups.
the wonderful people at Anthem Brewing.
Anthem Brewing.
So nice. How's your day going, Dirk?
It's been crazy. Busy day. Tried to stop by the Hilo protest. It was pretty cool. A friend of ours shot some drone photos from it. It was pretty neat.
Awesome.
Oh, cool.
I saw some stuff on Instagram. Looked like there was quite a few people there.
Yeah, handful of people.
I did want to talk about that tonight because, this will come out a week from tomorrow. So by then it'll be old news, but relevant nonetheless. And
We're getting into the ground floor. This shit just happened yesterday. So,
right. And the protest was today. But the hearing, or I don't know if it's a hearing. What would you call it?
Like the council meeting on it.
Okay.
August
24th. August 24th.
So that's like over a month from now.
Yeah.
Which is, I think it's good that people banded together and met today. And it was all over the internet yesterday. I mean, I couldn't look at my Instagram or Twitter without seeing it.
I mean, today it's the same way. My feed has been nothing but the Hilo, which I love the outpouring.
Yeah.
The outpouring of it. It's awesome.
Absolutely. I think it's shitty, man. And I'm at a really weird crux because I do love me some Brahms, and I've been that way for a long time. I'm from Oklahoma.
You're a Brahms boy.
I'm a burger boy. I'm a burger boy. But
those fries.
let me ask you, Dirk, and we'll get into the backstory of you and everything here in a minute. But I did want to start off with this and just kind of get the ball rolling with this. But do you think it would really happen? Because there's two parts of me, and then I'm gonna let you speak.
Yeah.
But there's the part of me that's like, it'll never happen. Then there's the part of me that's maybe more realistic and like, if people don't raise a fucking shit fit about it, then it might very well happen. Or if they do raise a shit fit, it still might very well happen.
Yeah, that's especially coming from like real estate side. Like the way I understand commercial real estate is these deals have contingencies of this contract will go through if like they get the zoning and all that. If they don't get the zoning, then that can bust the deal.
Okay.
So slapping the table.
Oh, you're fine. We're a noisy show, so.
So it's one of those where it could go either way. I'm really hoping that we get to keep the Hilo because, I mean, I met my wife there. You know what I mean? Like we shot our engagement photos there. Like there's memories from, our whole community, especially the punk rock community. When I was 18, I moved in above the Hilo.
Really?
Like, yeah. We lived, like me, Brad, and Jeremy lived there. And I was fresh out of Wyoming, and we moved in above a gay bar. And I was just like, what is going on? This place is insane. Yeah. And to be taken in and everybody just show you such love and support, like what a beautiful, beautiful community.
It is. And I don't go out as much as I used to. I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm more of a homebody these days.
Yeah.
But it is a very important place to a lot of people. And, I was joking around with Josh a lot yesterday. And I was just like, oh man, what's everybody going to do if this happens, Yeah. And I'm not the kind of guy that would post some troll bullshit on Twitter, and try to get a rise out of people. But it's interesting to see this unfold. I mean, of course it would be shitty if, Big Hamburger came in and took away the Hilo, but it's just crazy to me to think that can happen. I mean, not only the Hilo, but the apartments there.
Yeah.
The record store.
People live there.
Yeah, people live there.
And it's sad, like, especially the record store, Charlie, he just passed away, and his grandson moved here to take it over and start running the record store as like to honor his grandfather's memory. A month later, this happens. Like, the world's an unfair place.
It is. It is. And this kind of shit happens all the time.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, they want Oklahoma to evolve and advance, but then shit like this happens and it's like, no, maybe not.
Well, everybody has a different view, and it's like I hate strip malls. Like I like the interesting buildings, the interesting people, the culture. Some people don't care for that. They view that building as an eyesore where like I see it beautiful.
Yeah.
But to developers, they're like, that's prime real estate.
But is it though? That was my big question yesterday. I was like, would that not be... I've traversed that triangle many, 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 many times over the years. And I thought, is that really a prime spot for a drive-through?
It's a terrible spot it's a good spot for what it is. You find your parking somewhere, you walk to those bars or whatever. If you live there, you already have parking. There's ample parking. There's enough for the tenants that live there.
Well, people walk there. People ride their bikes or scooters or motorcycles.
But the location of where it is, I mean, that's why they want to bulldoze Class and Grill too. I guarantee what they're going to do is put Brahms on the corner where I guess the Fry corner is, and then make all that other shit parking. For what? There's a Brahms fucking 2 miles down the street.
Yeah, 1.4 miles. It's
within
so
3
close.
miles, there are 3 Brahms.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, yeah, it's a business. They're allowed to, if the people who own it want to sell, that's their prerogative. But it's what really tweaked my melon was that Brahms did the sneaky ass backdoor bullshit of buying that shit ass house next door to it. Yeah, that was the sneaky thing.
It was their loophole in.
Yeah, now, see, that's nothing. I know nothing about this.
That's the sneaky bullshit. And I'm like, well, the fuck Brahms for that.
Yeah.
That's where I'll say fuck Brahms. No, if they want to they make money, fine. Let's make money. But you did a sneaky fucking thing, Brahms.
Yeah, and if I'm correct, it's the house that they tore down. So it's just an empty lot right now. Like nothing's going on.
Yeah.
And still, as of yet, I have not seen them release a statement about any of this.
Yeah.
I was checking their Twitter yesterday, thinking they were going to put something out, but I thought about this yesterday. If you were somebody who worked for Brahms Inc., like, boy, what a fire to have to put out, like, I mean, and it's not, somebody said yesterday, oh, drunks, what are all the drunks gonna do? I'm like, it's not just drunks. Like places like that, even though I don't go there very often anymore, it's like places like that. When I was younger, it was a haven.
Yeah.
It was a haven. I'm not normal. I'm not transgender. I'm not gay. I'm not goth. I'm not whatever. But it's like, it was still a safe space.
Yeah.
Kind of like when I was in high school and like raves were a big deal. I never been to a rave, but like the Rec Room was also a safe haven. It was kind of they called it a gay bar, but it was an everybody bar.
Yeah, you could just show up.
Yeah, and you weren't judged and you weren't ostracized if you had turquoise hair or, had piercings in your face. It's like you could go there and be yourself. And that was the thing I always took away from places like that is, some bad shit has gone down at the Hilo over the years. But what bar has it not gone down at?
Of course. Think about Edna's across the street. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, at least the Hilo, I know no one's going to try to crack my head open.
Yeah.
Like, I can hang out with my friends. We can be weirdos, just have a beer, relax. I don't have to worry about people hitting on my wife.
Right.
Yeah,
being a bartender at another establishment for a number of years, totally different clientele. You can see, I saw firsthand, like, how shit is just it's scary to be in the bar world, and the Hilo is a totally different vibe than that. It's not, like you said, I'm not going to get punched in the face. I'm not going to be called a faggot. I'm not going to be, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to get roofied. My girlfriend's not going to get her ass slapped, all that kind of shit. Working at the bar that I work at back in the day, new establishment now, that kind of shit would happen all the time. You get your quote douchebags, assholes. You do not get that. And you'll get a douchebag or two that comes in the Hilo, and they will quickly leave.
Yeah. It's a self-regulating group.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
So did you go to the protest today, or did you just drive through? Or
I was there for all of like 10 minutes. Okay. We were writing a contract, so I was kind of rushed. But I went by to show as little support as I was allowed to. But
got to make an appearance.
Yes, I was there.
You had a podcast to do.
Yeah, I was like, I got to go talk.
Yeah, yeah. It's really interesting, man. Like, again, I don't go there very often. I guess for a while I kind of had a chip on my shoulder about the place because when friends. I mean, I actually told the story of at Maddie's wake. We don't know each other that well, but I was there and. I didn't get to go to the funeral, but I went to the viewing,
right? And
we went to the wake, and things just really kicked in, and there were a lot of people there. Emotions were running really hot. Drinks were flowing. And I started to have a really hard time. And even you came up to me, not even knowing me hardly. I mean, we know each other, but we're not like bros, know. But you just came up and you didn't say anything, and you just like gave me a hug.
Yeah.
And man, that meant, I'm getting a little teary-eyed right now. It meant so much to me, and maybe that's what that place is all about.
Yeah.
And I've seen some weird shit happen there, but it's like I've seen weird shit happen at Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and it's interesting that a place like that has, and not to be super judgmental, but has been kind of like bro free. Many bars, you know, and not to talk shit, but like, you know, the Sidecar back in the day, or Powerhouse, or even Speakeasy before the renovations.
I mean, that's what it was known as, was the bro bar. People would come in from the Hilo, go before the bros got there, get a couple of drinks because they liked everyone who was at the Hilo or Speakeasy, go right back to the Hilo. And Speakeasy dudes, if ever was a night we got cut, first thing we would do, we'd go to the Hilo and get a drink.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, that's just how that is. And that's the thing too, is it wasn't just, it's a community of not just the patrons who go there, but the bar staff that are in the area, in the industry. Yeah. It doesn't matter where the fuck you work. If you work at a cool bar, I mean, you go to the Hilo, everyone does. Like, that's just, it's like a bartender's bar. You know what I mean?
Especially like if you work door there.
Oh yeah.
Around 1:30, like any bartender staff that got cut, they're coming through the Hilo.
Yeah.
And it's late, but it's, you know, you get this little rush from like
the last
1
call,
to 1:30, like the last call rush. I always found that interesting. It was always a late night bar.
So what do you think the protest will accomplish today?
I think mainly showing Brahms for one, and maybe hopefully the property owners.
And see, that's the other thing, is everybody's like, fuck Brahms, which, you know, I get it, but it's not just Bill Brahms.
No,
whatever his fucking
the
name
onus
is.
is on Red Oak, for sure. The onus is on Red Oak to do the right thing. I'm not really sure why they even think that it's just okay, we'll just sell it to why, that, but that's not we're not seeing that side. All we're reading and seeing is the Brahms thing. We don't know what agreement was even made. You know what I mean? Like, I've read articles where Red Oak is giving Brahms the legal right to go on their behalf.
Yeah, I think that's part of like the contract. You know, I
don't get it.
Yeah, it's weird, but
it's a weird thing.
It's on both. Like, I think, especially the way they're handling it.
Yeah, I think there's enough of I'm glad, because people are like, God, everyone's talking about this. I'm like, it's good though. I get that it could be overwhelming and it's blowing up your feed, but it's good that we strike while the iron's hot and do make a big splash, because it's going to show that we're not cool with this, and if you're not cool with it now, you're not going to be cool with it ever. Yeah. And the more you show the strength in numbers, kind of a thing, you know. Right. And I mean, it's like more than a month away, that city council meeting. Yeah, that's going to be even bigger.
Yeah, you know, and it'd be different if we lived in a city that was like upward growing, like if it was New York City, and they had to tear down an old bar because there's nowhere to go. But it's like, if you stand on the roof at the Hilo, you see empty lots all around it.
There's literally an empty lot on 50th and Western, but it's owned by Chesapeake. Yeah. They could put a Brahms right fucking there. Make a deal with Chesapeake. Have a Chesapeake/Brahms sign there.
Well, my thing there is Brahms already owns a lot there. Yeah. How big do you want your Brahms to be?
Yeah. They own that corner lot on.
Yeah, you already own part of it. Why do you need this entire triangle for this?
I don't know.
I mean, that would be the biggest Brahms I'd ever seen.
Huge. And how big of a parking lot do you need? Like, for a drive-through burger chain, you know? It's just,
I mean, their ice cream's good, but not that good.
No.
Yeah.
You know?
And not only that, like, it reminds me of that. When I first heard about this, it put the thought in my mind of when you were a kid, like childhood movies from like the 80s and 90s, where like this fat cat corporation comes in and it's going to ruin the thing. And the kids are like, no. And the kids band together and, like, you know, because they're an evil corporation. They're going to take over the wall, whatever. And it's kind of like that, but it's because it seems, I don't think Brahms is an evil company, but it's kind of an evil thing to do, to look at a building and go, this building's been standing here for a very long time. Each thing has a history with it. Let's just tear down this history and build another fucking store that we don't really need to open.
Yep.
It just goes to show that, I mean, you know, Wu-Tang said it best. Cash rules everything around me.
It sure
it's
does.
true, because that's really what it comes down to.
Ice cream, I see what you're doing there.
Yes. It really does come down to that, though. Like, whoever, whether is it you say Red Oak? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, Red Oak.
Red Oak or Brahms or whatever it is. And this isn't the first time this has happened, you know, in Oklahoma, let alone the United States or the world. Yeah. But it really comes down to dollars, bottom line, and that's what's kind of sad. Yeah. But at the same time, you know, that's the world we live in, and I'm not apologizing for that. It's just like, fuck, it's a hard place to be in. You know,
I've heard people say like Brahms is an Oklahoma company, you know, locally owned, yada yada. I'm like, but they're putting out all of these companies that are already there, these businesses that are Oklahoma companies that our friends work at, and they're all getting, kicked out on the street for no reason.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, not to mention the tenants that live there.
Yeah.
And it's not just like they're shutting down a bar. Because, even though that building is, historic and it holds a special place, if it was just one bar, bars can relocate, I mean, it's not the same, but it's not the end of the world is what I'm saying.
And I think the Hilo would too.
Absolutely.
Like they would move to a different building and second amalgamation. But
just tear that fucking neon sign off the wall and go somewhere else.
I mean, that'd be one hell of a blowout if they do end up tearing that down.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude.
The Hilo's coming down.
Literally tear it down from the inside out.
Yeah. Like they'd have to bring riot police in.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
And they just fucking set that bitch on fire. Oops. I don't know what happened. Don't Make Ghost played a show and someone lit one of the candles and it just went right
up.
up.
That broken candle behind the bar.
Just went up.
Jesse's face sticking out.
Don't know what happened.
Well, speaking of, man, I mean, and that's the other thing why it's so important. It's not just, it's not just a watering hole, but all three of us sitting at this table have played there.
Yeah.
Some more than others, but it does hold a special place to a lot of people. And, the thought did go through my mind. It's like, well, it's just a bar, but it's like, well, it might just be a bar to me, but I want to be open enough to be like, it's way more than that for a lot of people that I care about.
Yeah.
It's a venue.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a venue.
Well, it's historic.
Yeah, it's
man.
historic. Yeah, it's before we even got there, it's like the first like openly gay bar in Oklahoma City, which was crazy to do back then, and they did. And I mean, yeah, it's just, and it's been in the same fucking location, hasn't moved. And that was the big thing when they made like the Hilo hoodies and t-shirts, like established in 1956, like never fucking moved. It's been the same place. Bars move all the fucking time. This place has never left.
Yep.
And it's almost like a CBGB type thing, Like,
well, yeah.
It's like OKC CBGB, except more of a bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember going there,
So I'm going to hold on. That may have been saying a lot.
I've heard people.
I think it's our CBGB.
Yeah, okay.
Have you ever been to CBGB's?
No, I didn't
Have
get
you
a
ever
chance.
been?
No, I never
Me
been to New
neither.
York City.
But
Isn't it like a t-shirt shop now or something?
it's
Like
something.
some fashion designer
Yeah,
place.
but they make these
saw-
like $300 CBGB t-shirts.
Yeah, I saw the awning at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for CBGB's, and it was over the restroom entrance, and like the awning was ripped and like falling down.
Oh my God.
And I was like, they put that over the bathrooms. Like,
Yeah.
fitting.
Yeah. I remember going there. Oh, my point was, I've talked to people that have been to CBGB's before it closed down, and they were like, you hear like it's this iconic place, but it's kind of a shithole.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Viper Room in LA.
Exactly. It's
a shithole.
Any of
It's a
those
shithole.
places. Yeah. It's like, but that's kind of the charm.
Yeah. Of course.
And that was kind of one, I don't go to the Hilo very often anymore. It's usually like a friend's party or rarely see a band or something, But I remember going there, fresh off 21.
Yeah.
And, I'm 36 now, so that's 15 years. And not much has changed. The TVs are a little lighter.
Yeah.
The jukebox is a little more smart.
There's not 45s in it anymore.
No, I remember playing 45s.
Yeah.
But that circle booth is still there in the corner. And that bar top is still the same with the lights coming through.
Yep.
And the paintings, those weird, like, I don't know, Art Deco women with their breasts out, those paintings are still there.
Yep.
It's interesting, man. And I don't know.
It gave me my taste in bars. Like anytime I go somewhere, like I want that city. If I go to a new town, I've never been there, I want to go to there. What's your Hilo? Like I want your, where does the cool kids go?
Yeah.
And like not the cool kid way.
What's
Like
the
I want
gold
that
standard?
vibe. Yeah. I want that vibe of like, I want actual like tuck and roll seats. That's like, we talked about that about Bunker Club. No shit on Bunker Club.
No.
Great bar. But it's new Hilo.
It doesn't have that comfortable layer of grime.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
like
It earned that grime, though.
yeah, that's what a friend was saying. Is like it seems like you need to go in there like, oh, this is great, and then just go in there and just put dirty mop water everywhere and just let it sit for a week and like, okay, now it's legit.
If I saw someone barefoot at the Bunker Club, I would not think twice about it. But at the
Yeah.
Hilo, I'm like, dude,
You don't want to do that.
go wash your feet. You know?
Yeah, like if Bar Rescue, what's his name?
Oh, John Taffer.
If he came in there with like a black light, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That should never be allowed in the club at all.
No, it would just light up like a Spencer Gifts when you walk in.
That's why they've never done a rave in there, just for that reason. Like, we don't want to see what's in here.
I think the big takeaway personally for me is, and not to shit on newer bars. I think a lot of the developments in Oklahoma City are super cool. I love having options that aren't, a Buffalo Wild Wings or, TGI Fridays or whatever.
Fucking Chili's, man. Presidente Margaritas.
Yeah. But this is just a stepping stone in more cool shit closing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a domino effect, I
like,
think.
what's next?
Which we're in the middle of the dominoes falling, I feel, because, things have went away. But it's just one less place for not only people to have fun and hang out, but people to be safe.
Yeah.
And my big concern was, gay people, trans people, people that don't fit the social norm where they could go to and again, not to talk shit, but like a powerhouse or a bunker club or a whatever and feel that safe atmosphere.
What you mean?
It's sad. And I'm not the kind of guy that's going to get online and like post about it because again, just personally, it's not as important to me personally, but I do see the reach and the importance to other people. And I think there's a lot of people that are like, oh, if you're not for it, you're against it and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, dude, it's like, if it comes down to a vote, I'd go vote.
Yeah.
Or, I'm not going to go march.
Yeah.
But I didn't do that for Bernie either. But I did, vote for him, but it's just not my style. But
I did.
You marched?
I marched and went to the Bernie rally. It was fucking tight.
Was it?
It was super tight. Not to change the subject.
I should have went. No, we should change the subject. Dirk, you said you were from Wyoming?
Yeah.
Born there?
I didn't know that.
Raised there? I didn't know that either.
I moved here in 2001. But
how old a guy are you?
I'm 34.
Okay.
So
you
made
graduate in 01?
Yep. Moved straight here.
So was it a thing where you were like, I'm done with school, I got to get the fuck out? Or
I came down here for college, actually.
Okay.
I went to Oklahoma Christian on Memorial.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
That explains so much. No. What'd you go to
Why I
college
don't have
for?
a degree.
why I quit?
Yeah.
No, what'd you go to college for?
Originally computer science, then realized I hate math and staying up till 4 a.m. coding. So went for music and then just kind of got tired of college. So
What'd you do after that?
worked at Beck's garage on 42nd and Western.
Yeah.
And worked for him for a very long time.
Okay.
Then I went and did title work for a while and then now selling real estate.
I want to get to that here in a moment, but I also want to talk about your music history because when I first saw you, you were in Blacklist Royals.
Yeah.
And we played together. My old band, Purple Church, played with you guys at VZD's one night.
What?
Yeah, and that's where I first saw you.
Oh,
That's where I first laid eyes on you. And I'll say this: I mean it now, and I mean it back then. But you're a performer.
Oh, thank you.
Like you don't just get up there and like hold your bass and just kind of like phone it in, stroke style. I don't care, whatever. Like I remember seeing Blacklist Royals and being like, wow, these guys collectively put on a show.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing your little orange head on top of your 810, I think at the time, maybe it was. And I was like, damn, that bass sounds good. And I watched you guys play. I think we opened for you guys. And I was just like, damn, like, I'm kind of into all kinds of music. I have things I really like, but I don't really have like a favorite genre. But I was like, damn, these guys like put on a show. And now that you're in Don't Make Ghosts, again, it's a band of seasoned professionals.
Yeah.
As we saw at the Boys for Girls benefit.
Yes.
Throwing some shade.
That was fun.
But for some of us. Yeah. No, it was great. But I want to go back before, because I do want to ask you about real estate and stuff, but when did you start playing music? Was this something that came from an early childhood or?
Yeah, my grandfather played guitar. My great grandfather played fiddle. My mom played guitar when she was younger, and I got her 3/4 scale acoustic, and my grandpa tuned it up for me. And this thing was, she got it for 16th birthday. It was super old. The action was horrible. And grandpa taught me 4 chords, and I played those over and over again until my fingers started callousing. And around that same time, I got a Descendants record. And I was like, well, that changes the way I look at music. I was like, I want to figure out how to play like that. And just kept progressing after that. And finally talked my parents into buying me, was a Slammer by Hamer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was my first
Wait,
one.
was it the Strat copy?
It was a Strat copy.
Yeah.
Black one.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm
kind
with stickers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. The first thing you do is slap any sticker you can
What do I got?
find.
Is that Journeys? I'll put that hand on my guitar.
Yeah.
I've done it. God, this.
I think there was an Airwalk sticker on the back of it.
Of course.
It's the 90s.
Standard issue.
Yeah, standard issue Airwalk sticker.
I had a Kramer Focus 1000 it had a Floyd Rose and a single crooked humbucker in it.
Oh, nice.
And I got it at a garage sale. This wasn't my first guitar, but it was one of my first electric guitars. And I immediately took it apart, stripped all the paint off of it, like ghetto style, like with a chisel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just dipped it in paint thinner.
You were relicking before it was a thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I relic this guitar that my stepmom bought for me at a garage sale. I think she paid like $40 for it. If this guitar was in great condition now, it would sell for $800 to $1,000. Yeah. So I bought this thing, and single volume knob, Floyd Rose, offset pickup, just a shred stick.
Yeah.
It was like an Eddie Van Halen guitar.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm going to strip all this beautiful untouched black paint off of it. And I spray painted it like baby blue. And I was digging around in my dad's garage, and I opened this drawer, and there was a STP oil sticker. Mm-hmm. And boy, I thought I fucking hit gold, because I like Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
And my buddy had the work shirt with the STP logo that they ripped off.
Yeah.
And I was like, I couldn't slap that bad boy crookedly on the front of it fast enough.
Did you ever try to dance like Scott Weiland?
Dude, not only dance like him,
Serpentine.
dress like him,
And do heroin.
peroxide bleach blonde hair like him.
Yeah.
Dude, oh yeah, it was so great. My first guitar was a old Silvertone acoustic, like old acoustic with like the F holes, like a big jazz box. That was my stepmom's dad's, and she let me learn on that. And same thing, the action, like you could drive a fucking Mack truck under it, dude.
It made my hands so strong to play like those old guitars, because when I finally switched over to electric, I was like, this is like butter.
Dude, yeah,
this
like
is the easiest
leaving
thing ever.
divots and calluses on your fingers, like, fuck.
And how magical of a moment was it? Because I took lessons for just a little while, just to learn some chords and like 2 scales. But you learn your G, your D, your C, your A minor.
You're good.
Your praise and worship chords, basically.
Yeah.
But then the day I learned about power chords,
Opens everything up, man.
fucking game changer. And mine was Green Day, When I Come Around. Was like I was like, holy shit, I can actually play this. And look, you can move this up and down the neck anywhere you want to go.
You could play everything.
You can play anything from the 90s.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm giving up on lessons. This is all I need to know, like power chords.
So
Good.
after you got your guitar, learned, did you take lessons ever?
I took 2,
Okay.
but I lived in a very small town in Wyoming, and like the lady that was the teacher started asking me to figure out songs that she wanted to learn, and I was like, well, I'm not going to pay you to teach you songs.
Yeah.
So
The student becomes the master at this point.
it was like I said, this is before I even knew what a power chord was, and I was just like, oh no.
Dude, I took lessons for like 6 months, and it was like, fuck your Hotel California, fuck your House of the Rising Sun, all this bullshit. I don't want to learn this.
No.
I did learn how to play Stairway at a young age. That was cool. Just the intro part.
That's good enough.
Yeah,
I'm good.
that's all you
fine.
need.
I can go to Guitar Center now.
Yeah, exactly. You fit right in. So after you got a guitar, you learned some chords, learned some power chords, got your Descendants record. Yeah. How long did it take you to form your first band?
I mean, there was a lot of those like basement bands of like friends that had guitars and drums, and like we practiced in like an old farmhouse out in the middle of nowhere. Horrible. Those bands never made anything.
No.
I met another like weirdo kid that the rest of the punk rock kids didn't like, and him and I started a band, and we played together all the way through high school. The rest of high school, we were a band called Pledge Felix, and we were horrible, but we just kept doing it, for 4 years.
What you do?
Punk rock, right?
Yeah, it was punk rock.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pop punk. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Robbie, have you thought about that shit? Like bands that you like bands that didn't do shit, but like the jam, like, hey, after school, do you want to meet at my house and jam? And you jam like once or twice, and like it did nothing.
Yeah.
I have had like 5 of those with Nick Johnson, like, because he was always the guy. He was really good at guitar. I was the only fucking drummer that anybody knew, that we knew.
Oh, that was.
So I played on his brother's
Hard to
shitty
find.
Royce drum kit, and we'd just have like this rotation of bass players that would come in, like, that guy's not working, that guy. Like we were auditioning bass players in a way. But we let one guy play with us, and we let him play because his bass had like stickers all over it. He had a queer sticker, and we're like, okay. He's like, hey, check out this bass line. And it was, played some, it was a really shitty, like rancid ripoff bass line. Like, okay.
That's it.
That guy's cool. We jammed twice. And jammed twice, and that's it. But that, I just like talking about that time of like when the after school jam was like, That was like
you
now
live for it.
going home and doing nothing.
Yeah.
like I don't have to do anything after work. Oh fuck, dude, I'm just gonna do jack shit. I'm gonna sit on the couch and do nothing. Back then, it was like just getting together with two dudes and just jamming.
Yeah, I mean, it was that whole like writing random band names on like your folder at school.
Or
and
your
dreaming
shoes.
about it.
You're on your chucks. That's what chucks are, right? The canvas for writing band names on your shoes.
It's on your toes. You
Yeah,
know?
on the toes. And you could always wash up and put another one. I'm not into that band anymore.
Yeah.
I think that was the best part of bands. So music was a big part of my life. I mean, I still appreciate it, love it, but I started playing guitar at around 14 and immediately dropped out of all sports.
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't a jock kid, but I played a couple sports.
Dabbled.
I dabbled in sports. I loved dirt bikes.
Yeah.
I loved BMX, things like that. And then as soon as I got a guitar, and I also love to draw a lot. But as soon as I got a guitar, I just lost interest in everything else except guitar and drawing guitars or drawing band logos.
Oh, guitar design. That was the biggest part of junior high.
Some real sweet
winners.
classic
Real
guitar.
winners.
Yeah.
A lot of offsets. I drew a lot of offsets.
Well, they were all offsets because I couldn't draw very well. But
Yeah, it's all lopsided.
Gumby? I don't know. No,
Just
but
put strings on Gumby. I'm good.
Slap a humbucker on it.
a gumbucker. But I loved. There was nothing better because I've been in my fair share of bands, especially when I was younger. But nothing better than finding the perfect name.
Oh, for a band?
It meant so much.
Yeah.
And then taking that name, drawing some sort of logo, whether it was just like a hand drawn, or then, once I got into computers, it was like finding the perfect font, finding the perfect art and the style and everything. And there was just something so like powerful about that to me.
Did you ever, band names, my first little band that I ever put together, the one, again, did nothing. It was like 13, 14 when you first get your gear and do something. We wrote a song and like, we got to have a band name. And our guitar player was
Sounds like
like,
you sounded like it.
no.
Cartman?
We came up, yeah, the band name, The Residents. And I was like, that sounds like a cool fucking name. We didn't know who The Residents were as an actual fucking band. We didn't know that.
Yeah.
We just thought we have a cool band name.
Well, especially back then, trying to find out if that was a band name somewhere else.
You
like,
couldn't do
Google
that.
it, yeah.
I'm 13. I don't know who the fucking Residents are.
Computers didn't exist.
So I'm writing. I'm not making logos. I'm making like fonts, like band fonts. Like I don't know why that just reminded me of making your band font.
All right, let's play a quick game.
And now
real
I don't
quick.
do that shit at all with my bands. I'm like, someone else do that shit.
Yeah. Someone else take care of
Someone
it.
take care of that shit.
Seriously,
Yeah.
leave it to an experienced
Yeah,
professional.
the fun part of I used to love about
a
band.
real fontsman.
Yeah.
I want to do a rapid fire real quick. No thinking. I want you to name your first band until your most recent band. Just in order.
In order?
Can you do it?
Oh my God. I have to think about that one for a minute.
All right,
I've been in a lot.
I've been in a few. Mine will probably be easy, but Josh, can you go?
Are we talking like the ones that even didn't do shit?
Any band name you ever coined?
Residents, Monotones, the Shanties, fucking
1234.
1234. Thanks for bringing that one back.
Sure.
That was a two-piece. Morning Forsaken. What was the other name we had for that? Free Turvis.
Oh, fuck. Who knows?
And then I joined bands like Euclid Crash or whatever. I don't know, man. Since we're all here.
Yeah. I think that's when you and I met, when you were in that band.
Yeah, what other bands did I have that were... I don't remember. That's a jumble.
All right, I'm going to go next. First band, Lockdown. Some of these bands I didn't name. Lockdown, Christian hardcore band, first band. Changed their name to 11 Hours Down. And then I had, let's see. Oh, God, I can't even remember. Turvis, I guess, was next. No. Torrance Crump was next. And then we changed our name to the White Trash All-Stars. And then Turvis. And then I was in a band called Arlen. And then I was in a two-piece band, Owl's Music. And then I was in Purple Church. And then I was in Found Footage. I guess that's it. Oh, The Choke.
You're talking about bands that... Okay, I thought you were talking about like local shit.
Just any band that had a name.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, Secret Handshake.
Whoa, hey, way to name drop
Yeah,
there,
I gotta name drop
Rockstar. So, Ringo, what was your favorite band?
No, I'm saying like I can't. Now that you say that, like I've done a lot of different bands, but some of them might even not even have had names. Like playing shows without names.
Yeah, just showing up and playing.
Yeah, like, what is play? What's your name? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I know I'm forgetting
play
one
Hilo
or
for
two
you
in
guys.
there, and I'm going to feel like a dick when it comes back to me later. But all right, Dirk, you got to go.
Okay. The Annoying Four was my first band.
That's
and
an awesome name.
It worked. It fit us.
Right.
Pledge Felix, 4 Days Faster, Lesser Humans, Streets of Thieves, The White Girls, Blacklist Royals. I played in Havana Affair and Metallica, both cover bands, and then Don't Make Ghosts.
All right.
And I filled in for people here and there, but
Yeah.
I don't count those.
No.
And I'm sure I've missed a handful in there of like, we played a show and stopped.
I'm like racking my brain to think of any other
Dude,
straggler.
yeah, that's like the one show bands. Like those are usually not the funnest, but it's fun to just do that. Like have a one-off band for some benefit show or like a friend's party or something.
I had a one-off band once.
Oh, hold on. I had one. Just popped in my head. This one goes out to Matt Street. Overdrive Stroke Shifter. What a dumb fucking name.
It sounds like a Tim and Eric band.
No, it was a one-off band. We played it was at Choctaw, the Hoedown. I believe it was the Choctaw Hoedown.
Old Timers Day?
No, it wasn't Old Timers Day. It was literally the Hoedown, and we just played covers. We played the Refreshments. It was Weezer.
So I was hoping all the songs were about dune buggies, and that was it.
Dune Buggy.
They just played Dune Buggy by Presidents of the United States of America like 17 times.
And there was
It's a
another
short
band,
song.
that I can't remember the name of. I can't remember. It was a band that I did again for a one-off battle of the bands kind of thing.
The ultimate one-off band for me would be when I moved to Austin. Buddy Colin and I and our friend Zach Kalick, they worked at a recording studio at the time. And we would go up there after everybody left and just like smoke weed and like play with this like super expensive recording.
Turn all the
equipment.
knobs,
Oh, it was amazing. Like they had a microphone closet that no shit was as big as this room.
That's awesome.
Just lined floor to ceiling with microphones.
Did they have the phone receiver with the XLR in the back of it?
No.
I've always wanted to use one and just be like, I just want to scream into a telephone and see what it sounds like.
You know what? It sounds like Stone Temple Pilots, Dead and Bloated, dude. They did have the sweet like 70s Pink Floyd like talkback mic in the control room though. That was dope. But we wrote a song one night. It was my friend Nick Cornetti as well. He played drums. But we wrote a song and it was just like kind of like electronic, kind of like some Mogwai or Trans Am type song, and we were like so stoked on it, and we're like, we need a name, because you write that song,
Gotta have a name.
Gotta have a name now.
gotta have a name, gotta have a logo, gotta have a font, gotta have it all.
Yeah,
Gotta have a
otherwise it's not
t-shirt.
real,
Gotta print
you know?
t-shirts.
So we named the band Bird Fist, and we had this song that we actually put online when we were younger, and it got a shitload of plays. Like we made a MySpace for it, and I got into Photoshop and made a logo, and it got like thousands of plays. And at the time, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Like, it went viral. Hey, in the intro, I said I never went viral. Maybe my one
Bird Fist.
Bird Fist went viral.
The Bird Fist shit was pretty tight, man.
The shit, the one song. No, we did write a follow up.
There you go.
It was an
did.
instrumental.
It was cool. It was cool. It was cool stuff, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
Cool stuff.
It gave me a visual of like a bird's leg, but like pissed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like grabbing the logo,
Yeah.
like ripping it. Yeah.
See, I'm imagining the Birdhouse skateboard font, but saying Bird Fist.
I like it.
It could be anything.
Hey, not to interrupt, would you pass me another one of those Anthem
Oh,
beers?
fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
me
please?
too.
Make it two. So
Ain't
when
you
did,
in luck?
when did you, Dirk? When did look at that? Two left. When did you join? Were you in Don't Make Ghosts from the very beginning? Like did y'all start it all together, or how'd that work?
Nick and Jesse started playing songs and stuff like that, and brought Jared and I on, but
Okay.
like they had not played out or anything like that at that point. So yeah, I guess we're all original members.
Well, can I ask you something? What's it like to be in a band that's good? Because I've yet to feel that. That's why I quit.
I'm one of those people that like, I know my limitations and I know what level of a player I am, and it's not, in my mind, I am not a good player. I perform, and that's what I make up for what I don't know about bass with how much I can move.
Like legendary Kiss guitarist Gene Simmons.
Yeah, you just,
Legendary.
yeah. But like I played with Jesse in White Girls, and that was like when we were in White Girls.
Who else was in that?
It was Jared and Brian Baxter. So it's
What were
pretty
they
much,
from? I'm trying to put it in
Okay,
perspective. here.
Baxter was in Gravity Propulsion System,
That okay. Yeah.
and
Has that
Jared,
sweet Armstrong guitar.
it's a Travis Bean. the aluminum neck one.
Yeah,
man,
okay.
it's awesome.
That's like a Jerry Garcia thing.
Yeah, and he just hits the living shit out of the pickup, and it makes the craziest noises. It was fun. That band was really, really fun. Then John Lennon was a drummer for it originally, and then Jesse joined after a while. And then Jared was in the Mimsies way back in the day.
Okay, that's where I know him
Yeah,
from.
he used to have like an afro.
Totally.
Sweet barbed wire tattoo around his hips.
Gotta get you laid, buddy.
But yeah, then Jesse hit me up after Brad and I left Blacklist, hit me up and was like, I'm playing with Nick from Roustabouts. Like, would you want to come play bass? If I get to play with Jesse, yes.
Dude.
One of my favorite drummers on the planet.
We have a Jesse connection because I played in a band with Jesse, and I've been lucky.
Did you say that name on your list? Skyline Picture Show?
Oh no!
There you go.
See, now I feel like an asshole.
Dude, you said good bands. Skyline Picture Show was a fucking good band.
I'll say this, and not to sound like the drunk guy, like we could have made it, because that's what I said about my pop punk band when I was 20. But man, Skyline, again, we have a connection with Nick playing in that band, and Jesse. But man, playing with Jesse and Nick in Skyline, like it was like I was still young enough to hold on to the dream a little bit. Which, things are different now. Like you can be in your 30s and
Just keep playing.
You're never going to be rich, but you can be in a band of seasoned guys and put on good shows and write good music. Whether you make money or not, you can have a good time. But back then, I was still like, this is going to be my last exit.
Yep.
The last exit before I got to,
This is getting real.
Yeah. And Skyline was a band where I was just like, fuck, like Nick wrote these amazing songs.
He's a phenomenal songwriter.
Dude.
Like his lyrics are like when he finally writes them out and I understand what he's saying, I'm just like, these are really, really, really good lyrics.
Have you got back and listened to those? Yeah.
If I drink enough beer and it's late and I'm lonely, I'll revisit. But yeah, playing with Jesse, man, was I would say overall, best drummer I've ever played with.
Yeah.
I've played with drummers that are more technical, but never with that kind of style and solid backbone quality that Jesse has.
Yeah.
He's spicy, man.
He is,
like,
man.
Out of nowhere, he'll just throw in new fills, and I'm like, I've never heard that before, but it was beautiful.
Well, I've seen him do that shit live with you guys, and I could tell that you guys didn't know it. And he's like, I'm just gonna do something different, and he does that. And as a drummer, I'm like, that's different. And you guys are like, okay, cool, and you go with it.
Well, I played with some good drummers, like when I played with Aaron Tackett in Found Footage. Like,
dude beats the fuck out of his drums.
He almost plays so hard that it's to a fault, and I don't mean that as like a knock.
Yeah.
But he plays so hard. I would turn around after a show and I would have blood on the back of my shirt
from his fingers,
from his hands just flying. And his snare just looked like a Jackson Pollock painting when it was done. And he'd break snare heads all the time. And it was awesome because we were a heavier band. Yeah, he broke kick pedals all the fucking time. But it was cool because we were like kind of a heavy, intense band. But Jesse just has that finesse. Like he plays hard as fuck. I mean, he loves Dave Grohl, like.
What's fun? He's got that Dave Grohl tattoo on his inside of his knee, and it's every once in a while I look back and I can just see Dave like peeking up over the bass drum and laughing at me.
Like giving like a seal of approval on Jesse's knee. But yeah, Jesse has like the perfect like finesse and power.
Yeah.
And, I'll get off his dick now, but he is a great drummer, and I'm glad that you guys play together because everybody in your band, I mean, I feel like Nick is just like super talented, and he's just kind of like road worn.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in like a gross old roadie kind of way, but like he knows his shit, man.
Yeah.
Like when y'all played at the Boys for Girls thing, like y'all just had your shit together.
Man, he had like food poisoning that night too. He had been throwing up like the whole night because he went and ate at an Applebee's with his dad in like Enid. And he showed up, he's like, I don't know if I can play. And I was like, well, just try to make yourself sick. You know what I mean? Like throw up a bunch. Get it out.
Yeah.
And he played that whole show sick to his stomach. And I kept turning around. He was like on his knees like Chuck Berry, and I was like, very cool. And then I thought about it. I was like, oh, you're sick. You're trying not to throw up.
Yeah.
But I was proud of him. I was like, man, you pulled that off. Like great show, especially being sick.
Oh, well, you guys did great.
Yeah.
It was a fun night.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a fun night. Raised a lot of money for a great cause. And I got to give a shout out to Haley right now because I'm seeing these Girls Rock Camp pictures show up.
Did you see the video?
With the thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
dude.
awesome.
When they said Boys Podcast, I was like, holy shit, that's
We made
so
it.
awesome. Yeah.
We're legitimized.
We took that last exit. We're good.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm going to quit my job. No, that was so cute and wonderful. And, you know, Josh and I both worked for Keeley, and like that we were a part of that as well. And like, I was just like, man, that's so cool. Like, it felt so good. And I knew what it was about, but last year I didn't go to the performance that they did.
The shows. Yeah.
But I want to
awesome.
go. I want to go this year.
When are they doing that?
I don't know.
think it's this weekend,
Oh, wow.
Shit.
or it might be next weekend. I'll check in with old Haley. And
Dude,
find out.
it's a lot of fun. Did you go to the one last year?
No, I didn't go to the
Man,
one last year.
It's really cool to see you. They do different age groups, like 3 different age groups, like 5 to 8 or and then 9 to whatever. But they write a song and they perform it, and it's surprising. It kind of makes me feel bad that when I was fucking 9, I didn't even know what a fucking guitar was. And these kids you throw it at them, and then they write a song, and they wrote that. That's cool.
Yeah, I still went outside and played in the mud. You know, like
Oh, dude,
one of those kids.
I was literally playing with G.I. Joes and shit until I got a guitar. Probably when I started like jerking off and getting a guitar and thinking about girls. Look, that was my thing. Sport. I played sports, but I didn't give a shit about it. My mind was on playing my guitar and babes.
Yeah,
That was like.
and you played guitar as
Okay,
a way in. You know,
Well, that's
Oh,
a lie.
absolutely.
That's the lie, though. Dudes who play guitar do not get girls.
no, that's the lie you were sold.
Yeah.
Like you were like, yeah, I'm gonna be a rock star.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a rock star.
Because
Like, nah.
otherwise, I was just a weird, awkward kid
Yeah.
that girls were not really interested in. So I was like, well,
But I was never that
gonna get
dude
this
who
guitar.
I was never that dude who brings his guitar to a party or like
No.
shows someone my shit. I'm like, no.
That's how I feel now, though, with doing this podcast. Like, I love doing this show.
Every Friday when we post our podcast, like, hey, check out my shit. Hey, I learned Wonderwall. You want to hear it?
No, okay. It is a little different, though. Like, sharing it on Facebook is one thing, but I wouldn't bring my iPhone into a party and be like, hey, have you heard my podcast?
Yeah.
Check it out. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud. And by the way, you can rate, review, and subscribe at boyspodcast.com.
Pull your phone up. Pull your phone up. Pull your phone up. No, never.
Dude, when people like, the other thing is really funny about doing a podcast, and I'm sure it's the same with being in bands, as you know. Like, I'll be like, yeah, I do a podcast. You know, I love it. We have a nice setup. We have great guests. We have a good show.
what you enjoy doing.
It's my baby. This is really why I quit playing music. Is because I wanted to focus on this,
Well, like we said, this is the band. We do it once a week. We play a show once a week.
and we put on a damn good one.
Exactly.
But so often I hear, you do a podcast? Have you heard this podcast? Have you heard of this one?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, no. And I don't care because I have like 3 that I listen to. And it's the same with being in a band. It's like, oh, you play punk rock. Have you heard of the Shitheads?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. And I don't care.
With a Z or an S.
Yeah, there are probably a million bands
Name
around
the
the world.
Shitheads.
You know,
Yeah.
like, no, I don't know that band. Sorry.
It's so oversaturated now. Like I can't even dip my toe. Anytime it was like you're talking about the Nosferatu getting in the pool last week. Okay, so I feel that way about when someone tells me about, oh, you gotta find these bands, man. So I'll literally I feel like I'm Nosferatuing into a cold pool trying to figure out new music. Like I don't know. Oh, is that what people listen to now? Is that what punk rock is now?
Yeah,
like. A lot of shit now, like today, I did the on Spotify. Love Spotify for a lot of reasons. It's not only new release, but your new release radar based on things that you listen to. Great. What just came? What Pop needs to get in with the kids. What's cool? Click on it, and it pops up these bands that are punk rock bands, but it's all Pro Tools, chuggy,
Some gent.
yeah. But like the verses, like the intros and verses fool me. Like, okay, it's fast, it's no effects beats. They're singing, it's cool, and
So
then
it's
all of a sudden
punk rock
it's
'cause it's
like, and
blast
then that's all of a sudden like, of course, like,
Always has to be a breakdown. Yeah.
Why the fuck are you doing?
with like a dubstep, like
Yeah. Like what? And then I
the
mean, like,
triggers
skip.
going.
Fuck that. Is that what kids think punk rock is now?
Yeah, I grew up. I mean, we all grew up when punk rock was. It sounded like crap. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the recordings weren't good.
Yeah.
You could hear people screwing up and screaming in the background, and like that's what I think punk rock is. Like, I love those dirty, nasty, like the whole garage movement that's going on now. I love it.
Yeah, that's what I'm more getting into. Is that
I love it. You can hear the drummer mess up, you know, and
or the guitar is like slightly out of tune.
Yeah.
Maybe upper on the neck. You
old
know?
or they
Misfits
don't land a
records.
solo? Yeah.
I don't think the Misfits knew what a tuner was.
No.
All out of tune, and I loved it. Like, I was like, I don't even have to be good to do this. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I like music with soul. I mean, I like a lot. It's weird because part of my job, my day job, is producing music for videos and stuff. So I love production. And like when you showed up, I was listening to fucking Paramore. I seriously love the new first album I've ever got into them by them, but I absolutely love that album. It's polished. It's perfect.
Right.
But I don't want, if I'm in the mood to listen to punk rock, I don't want punk rock to sound like
Pop.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, or if I want to listen to metal, I don't want some like fucking like
Math equation.
MIDI video game music.
Yeah,
I want
right.
it to be like sloppy and kind of gross and sludgy or
like
something.
the latest Blink is like California that came out last year. If I'd never heard Blink before and someone said, hey, listen to this album, I would think it fucking sucked because of the over polishness of it. But you can listen to it with an old ear, you know,
Yeah.
and hear what they're trying
Why are
to
you
go
Casey
for.
Kasem-ing?
I don't know. And now Blink-182's California. No, it's
Johnny Carson.
well, Casey Kasem and Johnny Carson. There's a very thin line between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is he dead?
both are dead.
Are they both dead?
They're both dead.
Fuck.
One out for the fallen.
Nah.
They were like 90 when they died.
Did they make Ghost though?
I bet. Johnny Carson made a ghost, and his name is fucking. Oh goddamn it! I missed it. I'm not as quick as you. Who's the guy who does the Carson Daily? That's a 90s rap. That's a dated reference.
Yeah.
Who's the new Carson Daily? That dude who does everything else?
Is that the Seacrest dude?
Seacrest.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
that's what it is. Seacrest is the new Carson Daly. Carson Daly was the new.
So it's like Highlander. There can only be one.
There can only be one. And now it's Seacrest. I fucked that up. I'm sorry, listeners.
That's right. So, Dirk, I got to ask you, man. You know, you're on the show tonight. We're having a good time, having some Anthem beers. What's on your plate lately? I want to know what you have to bring to the table. I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeah, definitely on the spot.
All right, I'm going to mute our mics for about 5 minutes.
Oh,
I'm going to take a
mercy.
shit and you just talk.
We just get up and leave. All right, hold it down, man. Take
yeah,
the stick for a while.
Make
all
it
right?
good.
Mainly like, you know, trying to get Don't Make Ghosts a little bit further. We're talking about trying to record another record. Getting to Fest. Like Fest is in October. I think we're playing 2 shows on the way out, but then just driving straight back after. And we're also doing a cover set. I don't know if you know about that. Garrett Dale, Brad Blanco, and me and Jesse are doing a Clash cover set at Fest. So it's going to be fun.
Damn it.
Are you not going?
I
I
need
thought
to
you
go.
were going.
I need to go. I need to
Sell a
go.
kidney, dude.
I need to go. I mean, it's not expensive. The fest is cheap as fuck.
Yeah, it's a transport.
It's getting there.
Getting there is half the battle.
Getting there is getting to
Was that G.I.
Florida.
Joe?
Getting to Florida, you could drive, but you're driving 24 hours. You can fly, but then you got to fly into. You can fly into Gainesville, but it's fucking dumb expensive to fly into Gainesville. You can fly into Orlando, then you got to rent a car, and then it's this whole
What
fucking
about
thing.
Tampa?
Because Gainesville is maybe Gainesville just like it's not in the middle of nowhere. It's a small college town.
Yeah,
like,
it's in the middle of nowhere of
Yeah.
Florida.
So then you gotta get out there. But once you're fucking there, totally worth it. Like the times I went, we drove both
Yeah.
times.
This is my first year.
Really?
I've never been to Fest before.
Yeah,
we
I've
were
been-
supposed to do it with Blacklist, but things got moved around. I didn't get to go.
I've been twice, drove both times, and both times just the drive there's like fuck.
Oh, yeah.
But then you get there, and dude, it's 3 full days. It's not like festivals where like they'll open the gates at like 4 or 5.
Oh, yeah.
It's first shows are like at 11 or noon at like a bar or whatever, and it's literally open liquor. Well, not open liquor, but you can drink beers or whatever. You just walk around, eat good food, meet new people, see a bunch of crazy bands. Like I found out about a lot of bands. Like not Iron Chic. I found about Iron Chic before we went, and then saw them and bought merch, and then became like a super fan.
Yeah.
And then not even that, just like indie bands, like not independent punk rock bands that are just kind of going out there for the smaller shows.
Yeah.
Like a band called Nightlights, they're fucking tight. You meet a lot of cool people out there, and Yeah, it's your first one. That's crazy.
Yeah, my first time playing out there, which I was blown away that we got.
No. When I heard that you guys got on, I wasn't blown away that you guys got on because you guys are fucking great. I was just blown away that that they were still like they were. You know what I mean? Like I thought it was like
way past that.
Yeah, they ask you that kind of a thing.
No, like I had met Tony when we were in Gainesville one time.
Okay.
And, on tour with Blacklist.
Yeah.
And I just emailed him. Like Brad was like, "Hey, email him. Just tell him, hey, we met, hung out before. Send him your record." And he listened to it and gave me comments back. It was like, "This sounds like '90s, like Replacements era type stuff." Like, he's like, "I love this. Come out." So I was blown away. I was just like, man, I didn't expect that to work.
Yeah. Do you guys know the day you're playing, but
not when yet. They haven't released like the actual schedule.
Okay, so you know,
we know
when
we're
or
playing
where.
on Sunday.
Sunday, but don't know where.
Right, where or when.
Fuck, man, that's the thing, and that's another thing with the time constraint is it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, technically it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday's pre-fest. Mm-hmm. Getting there and getting back. I don't know. I'll see if I can make it work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Halloween weekend. You can probably move some things around. I could probably move some things around.
Because we're doing a show in Little Rock and Athens, Georgia, on the way out with Lost Empires.
Make a little money.
Yeah, just make a little money on the way out, and
then doing the 24-hour drive straight back. Dude,
that's not exciting.
Dude, it sucks.
I mean, playing the fest sounds super exciting.
The drive.
Dare I say grueling?
Wait, are you guys driving back Sunday after you play, or
I think
Monday morning?
Yeah, we'll probably take off like Sunday night after probably the headliner's done, and then get at least a little ways out of Gainesville because they raised the hotel prices up. Outrageous.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was looking at it. When you guys told me about all that, I was like, okay, I'll check it out. I'm like, well, I guess I'm not staying in a hotel.
Yeah. So we're trying to get out of Gainesville a ways before, or just drive overnight and keep going.
You can drive to Memphis. It's a good halfway point.
Yeah.
Little Blue Memphis?
Lil Blue Memphis.
Get some Gus's.
Speaking of old shitty bands.
Wait, was that the name of the band?
No, it was the name of my guitar. It wasn't my guitar.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I had a shitty Little Blue Memphis with a single coil pickup in it. It was the worst guitar I've ever played in my life. It was like a quarter scale.
Oh, a 1/4 scale?
No, sorry. There's a
guitar for ants?
It was 3 frets.
It was a 3/4. Sorry, it was a 3/4 scale. Blah blah blah. But the nut was like made out of like just the worst shitty plastic ever. It wouldn't hold tune. It sounded like shit. And action again that you could, put Dirk Diggler's dick under.
I asked you.
I know, and I did it.
I asked you not to make that reference tonight, and you know what? You failed me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That movie ruined my life.
Well, now that it's on the table, your dick. No, now that it's on the table, we brought that up before you got here, and we were.
I really didn't mean to do that. I was trying to think of someone who had a big dick, like John Hall.
You're looking at him.
Yeah. Is there a mirror in front of me? Hey, not true.
Yeah. We brought that up before you came on, and I was like, let's not say that. Then we were trying to rack our brains to think of another Dirk.
Nowitzki. Another person I'm considerably shorter than.
Well, you look
The
a lot
basketball
like
player.
him. Yeah. You guys have a lot in common.
What did you say? You said Dirk. Oh, you said somebody.
Did I?
Yeah, it wasn't funny.
Well, welcome to Boys. Oh shit! I haven't been recording.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding. So I want to ask you about real estate.
Okay.
How the fuck did you get into that, man? Because
My
you and your
wife.
wife are both. Yeah, you guys are
my
both
wife.
into it. Kind of like a cool alternative to like your suit and tie type.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It is funny sometimes to go to some of the functions and see everybody else that's in real estate and be like, wow, I don't fit in here at all. But everybody's really, really nice to me. I don't know how it worked out, but it worked out really well. But I was a mechanic at the time, and Emily was getting so busy with her real estate business that she was like, I need to hire an assistant. And we started looking at the overhead of paying someone's salary, paying for insurance, all that. And it was more than I was making. So I was like, well, this is pointless. I'll just quit my job and come and work with you.
How long ago was that?
A little over a year.
Okay.
A year and almost a year and a half.
Are y'all doing all right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm loving it, man. I love it. It's allowed me to start learning creative side, web development, photography, videography, all sorts of fun stuff that I've never thought about before.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is really fun. And I really enjoy it.
You're widening your skill set.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, drastically.
Drastically widening the skill set. Something to put on the old resume, personal resume, not your actual what is that called? Brain is not working. Your resume is called a CVE. Well, I don't know what the fuck they call it. I haven't made a resume in fucking God knows how long. Anyways.
Well, you brought up photography, and I do see that you are taking photos. Every time I see you, you have your camera bag.
Yeah.
In fact, you showed me your sweet camera bag at the Boys for Girls benefit.
Yep.
And I see your photos online quite often. And is that something you've been doing for a long time, or
No,
is that did you buy the camera for the real estate business?
Yeah.
And you're like, I can do some other things with
I can shoot photos with it. And like Corey had bought a camera. Corey Walkenstick had bought a camera and was shooting photos for Love of Punk. And he was like, yeah, come play around with it, see if you like it. So him and I started shooting concerts together, and like it's taken us now. We just did the festival up in Tulsa.
Was that with the Casualties?
Yeah, Casualties.
Yeah,
and all
I saw
that.
those.
It was a blast. Like I'd never been up there before. It was so much fun.
Where did they play?
The Vanguard.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it was hot. It was sweaty. Tons of street punk kids, and everybody was really, really nice. And it floored me. I only got called a poser once.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Like, all right, I'll take it. Everybody's super rad, and like, you know, once those photos should come out in the next like day or two, and then they'll be up on For Love of Punk. But
awesome.
We're talking about starting another website called pmapunks.com and doing more of like, because we take photos of everything, like camping, nature stuff. Like Corey took photos his whole trip through Europe and went to like the Bone Church, which is all made out of people's skeletons.
Really?
Yeah, and like amazing photos that they're really like, besides Facebook and Instagram, like where else do you post these things?
Right.
So we're trying to post it, not so much of like we're professional photographers, but like we're two assholes with cameras that are trying to figure out how to do this.
Right.
And I enjoy it so much. Like it's, I don't know if anybody else is interested, hit us up, because it's not just the two of us that want to do it. Like we want to open it to anybody.
Well, how can they hit you up? Gotta put that out there.
Email me.
Well, throw it out there, man.
DirkMatthews@gmail.com. There you go.
There you go. Expect a lot of dick pics.
There we go.
All right.
Just from you.
Well, yeah.
But there's going to be really good pictures.
Diggler.
A real good filter, good lighting.
I call it Wiggler because it's
Wiggler,
little.
yeah.
No, speaking of photos, okay, so I said this in the intro. I'm a newly single-ish guy.
Yeah.
I was married, and now I'm not anymore. And so I'm in this new routine.
Okay.
All right. I mean, cat's out of the bag. I'm kind of seeing someone, special friend that I've talked about in the past. This is weird, but I kind of have a routine now. You know, talk on the phone for a little while, take a shower, beat off, go to bed.
Oh, there you go.
As we do.
Yeah.
Use it or lose it. Well, so you know, I like to clear the pipes before I go to bed, and I've noticed something recently. I'm browsing my streaming service, you know, to get the job done, and I'm watching the scenes, letting things unfold, taking my time.
Do you have multiple windows?
No, just one. I'm old-fashioned.
Too much stimulation.
Yeah,
you know?
one at a time. But a thing keeps occurring to me. I'm watching, appreciating, learning. Mm-hmm. And now that I've been doing video for about a year, a little over a year, corporate video, mm-hmm. I'm watching, pleasuring, stroking, if you will.
So while you're jerking it, you're thinking about the video, the shot.
Are you critiquing the shots as you go?
I'm not only the shots, but the lighting.
Oh, yeah.
The audio. And I put it on the handy dandy boys podcast list of fun. Mm-hmm. I name everything like a Seinfeld episode. Mm-hmm. So like, for instance, on the boys podcast list of fun, I labeled this the late night porn director. I think I want to shoot some porn because there's so much wrong with it. There's so much wrong with it. You know, all political correctness aside, watching this, trying to do what I need to do, and I'm like, oh God, why did they do that?
Yeah.
Or oh, this white balance is terrible.
It's not her good side.
No, or his. Yeah. You know, and I'm just like, I think the thought has crossed my mind many times. I think I could do better than this. Yeah. Not do better. Yeah. I'm not filming, in the video. Yeah, behind filming. The camera. Yeah. I blow way too quick to be a porn star.
There's a channel of anytime you go to these streaming services, there's a company that makes their own pornography. I can't remember the name of it. It's something like HD. It's real. It's not your typical Vaseline on the lens kind of a thing, but the audio is almost like they all have their own little.
Everybody just turns their iTunes on.
Yeah, almost like they're mic'd up because I don't know. It's weird and it's tasteful.
I think I want to shoot some smut because.
Oh, you want to shoot some fucked up shit?
No.
You said smut.
Well, all porn is smut.
No, I wouldn't say that, man.
I'm watching, I'm appreciating, and I'm just like, man, you almost had me. Mm-hmm. You almost had me. And I think I know enough about lighting and f-stops now. Yeah. I think I can make
it artsy,
some real art.
Get some bokeh in the background, like get all blurry.
Just a thought, but I thought, man,
be like glamour shots, but with porno.
Yes.
There you go.
Well, then you should get into that, man.
Just move to LA.
No, you can do it here.
You
can film as long as they're consenting. You can film and do whatever the fuck you want with it. You can't make a profit, quote unquote.
But I want to take that exit. I want to make some money.
Move to Vegas.
I don't even know why I brought that up. I appreciate a good shot, whether it's a cum shot or
here's the thing you got to think about, though, man. You got to think about your customer. And before, back in the day, when you find your uncle's porno cassette or your friend's stepdad's porno mags or whatever, it's...
Your friend's stepdad was very, very
specific.
Yeah,
exactly.
That was real.
We found an army duffel bag filled with fucking porn VHSs, and we watched them. So back in that time, it was literally just fucking whatever you would just have a dude could do missionary, and that's considered porn. Now that is fucking bland.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm not into the extreme stuff.
No. What I'm saying is, you have to be open to tastes. Like I don't like the shot where it's just the dude's butthole and balls just slapping into a. I don't like that angle. Who thought that angle was? Who when they were?
I'll tell you who. No one ever.
No, but
it's never happened.
No, but they were writing it out. They
Oh yeah, some director had the hands in the square thing. And
it's like this is gonna look
that's
good.
it.
Adjusting
Winner.
the lights. Yeah, we got to show his rabbit hole.
But why? No one wants that shot.
No.
I don't want it.
Porn is so weird now because there's so much of it. When you were a kid, we've talked about this many times.
Sure.
When
there was a duffel bag of VHSs you had to find.
Or a shoebox or a bottom drawer.
Yeah.
Or between the mattresses. There was a Playboy. There was something. But now, it's staggering to me
I could
how much porn there is.
I could pull it up right now.
It's amazing because it pops up even when you don't want it to. Like I'm like scrolling trying to show my wife a photo and I'm like, oh, there's some naked girl on Instagram. Cool.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. I'm not politically correct. I enjoy porn for masturbatory purposes, but it is everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
What he just said. You don't have to go to a porn site, Xvideos, Pornhub, Tube8, whatever. You can go to Instagram.
Yep.
And you are going to see a titty.
I was talking about that last night. My Instagram, if you go to the Explore tab, which I like to do, it's nothing but guitars and butts. And I don't follow any.
That's not a bad mix.
It's
I guess,
not.
Nuts and butts.
Could be worse. There you go. That could be worse.
I don't even follow, as I call them, the titiots out there, like herbal tea and my breasts.
Titiots?
Yeah.
That's a thing?
Well, I made it a thing.
Oh,
coin that. That's good.
Hashtag
Right.
titiots.
That's gonna be the name of my porn studio.
Titiot Studio.
It's just like
Tidiot Productions.
it's just gonna be like fucking dumb bros. Just I don't know.
But you need the outro. We were talking earlier about movie film company intros, the Universal or United Artists and Universal and all that shit. The ones for the outros usually on television, like we have the meats. I almost said we have the meats.
Ugh, what kind of porn are you shooting?
Like the production studio that does the Late Night with David Letterman. They always said something.
It was
weird.
Worldwide Pants.
And they always say something stupid like I ate a burrito or something dumb.
Yeah.
And you could have that at the end of your porn of a production company.
There is a big lack of comedy porn out there.
Yeah, I mean there's There's spoofs.
What was that movie like Zack and Miri Make a Porno or whatever?
Yes.
Where they do the Star Wars thing, and I was like, why hasn't this been done?
Dude.
Oh, they've made there's Star Wars parodies for sure. But
really?
Not funny. They're actual like.
Well, long story short, it's like there's so much out there, but when I'm browsing to put a nightcap on the evening, I'm just like, none of this is for me. Yeah. Maybe I could do a better job. So this is an open call. If anybody wants to help out, females only for now.
You're going to get a bunch of dick pics.
Boys at boy. Yeah. First, hit up dirkmatthews@gmail.com. Send your dick. Forward it to me, Dirk. Let me get one more of those anthems, Josh. I'm drunk and horny. No, but so you alluded earlier to kind of what's next for Don't Make Ghosts, the fest, getting to the fest, playing that. You put out EP recently.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
October.
Okay, so
getting there. It's about time to put another one out.
Yeah. Are y'all working on anything
We've
new?
got songs written. I'd just like to get into the studio, but I think that won't happen till after fest. Just trying to, finances and all that, trying to make everything happen. So.
And I have one last question for you.
Okay.
Will you please get Nick on the show?
Oh, of course.
We've tried to get him from the very beginning, and he's like, "Oh, I don't think I do a very good job, man."
Oh, that's why when he told me we were talking about coming on, and he was like, "Yeah, we hit up Nick." I was like, "Man, he's funnier than me. Like, he's considerably a funnier person than me. Like, get Nick on the show. Like, phenomenal."
I want to, and every time he's like, if I get him when he's just buzzed enough, he'll be like, "All right, man, I'll come on." Like, because I'd be like, "This is all it is. How we're just shooting the shit here at this bar on your back porch. This is all it is, just with microphones in front of our faces."
I don't know how many times I've told him that at Speakeasy. I'm like, dude, it's literally what we're doing now. Beers, hanging out, but we just have these huge phallic mics right in our face. Like, it's not much different.
It's going to sound so much better.
What you do, you get a contract written up of like, "I will come on the podcast."
Yeah.
Get him drunk and then get him to sign it, and then he's obligated.
That's smart.
There you
Perfect. Well, okay, so we got to wrap up here in a second, but any closing words, Josh, Dirk, anything you want to plug? I mean, we talked about Don't Make Ghost. Facebook, obviously. Yeah. Are you guys on like Twitter, Instagram, any of that stuff?
Nick does our Twitter. I don't really do Twitter. I don't even know what ours says. Yeah, I'm not one of those Twitter people.
Do you have to? You don't do Twitter for like the real estate thing?
No.
Dang.
I tried, man. It's that would be a full-time job. Like, like doing all the social media, ridiculous.
I feel like social media in general, regardless of a business, on a personal level, that shit's a full-time fucking job. Having a Twitter account in general, a cat's out of the bag. I'm just going a little behind the scenes. I don't do anything for Tweets of Boys. I don't tweet. I have 4 Twitter accounts that I don't do shit with.
You have 4?
I have a Since We're All Here account that I haven't done shit with. There's the Shut Up Matt Jewett account. Apparently I have a personal one. My wife just joined Twitter. I haven't been on Twitter since Parent. My wife's like, "You haven't tweeted since 2012." I'm like, "Well, it's been a long time."
Fuck it.
I think I have more to say than 140 characters. I'm just like,
I'm worth more than 140 characters.
I like Instagram a lot just because of the photo thing. Like,
it's easy.
And all the characters
funny.
you want.
Yeah. And I was like, funny stuff around the world. The stuff that makes me laugh, like, I'm going to post it on my Instagram because might as well share it.
Yeah. Even for the podcast, it's like we have a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, but really Facebook and Twitter are just for posting show links.
Yeah.
Instagram, we post photos. If we go out of town or whatever, like we post some photos and stuff, but that we get the most reception out of Instagram, like by far.
Well, it's like a bathroom graffiti. It's kind of one of my favorite things. And I saw one at the Fry a ways back, and it said someone had written "Life is a farce without meaning," and scratched it out and wrote "fart." So it's like "Life's a fart without meaning," and I was like, "Man, that's great. I love that."
Yeah, it is great.
Hey, so true. I gotta take a photo of that.
Yeah,
but it's so easy. You just take the photo. Sometimes not even write a caption.
No,
just throw an emoji in there.
Yeah, eggplant.
But how long do you? It's not taking the photo; it's the filtering it and making it look cool. It's another thing that it takes a lot of time.
Yeah. True. Yeah. All right, I guess it's a good time to wrap it up. Dirk, thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.